on, guys? Welcome to the Wolverine Den. I'm your host, Zach Sanday. Man, oh man, what a month it has been with the Jim Harbaugh Saga. First, it was the Raiders. Then it was the Bears. Then it was Minnesota slash Miami. But at the end of the day, Jim Harbaugh is back at Michigan. Hopefully, a lifer. But as of right now, Harbaugh told Ward Manuel, "Do you still want me as the head coach?" And Ward said 100%. And Jim Harbaugh said, "Well, that's what I want to do." And told Ward Manuel, "I do not want this to be a recurring issue. And it's not going to be a recurring issue every year." So hopefully Jim Harbaugh will stay committed. And hopefully him and Ward can hash out some sort of contract that will prove to the players, us, and the coaches, that he is committed to Michigan and will not keep searching for NFL jobs and try to scratch that itch every single year. Maybe with a higher buyout, NFL teams won't want to touch that. But Harbaugh does have a lot of making up to do to his staff, his players, and the fan base. Fan base, not so important, but more importantly, his players. His players. They committed to Jim Harbaugh. They committed to the University of Michigan. So he's got to work it out with them. I don't think it'll take long. If I don't even know if there was really any hard feelings on their side of the spectrum. So hopefully everything's hunky dory over there in Schembechler Hall with the staff and the players, because from the articles I read today, Jim Harbaugh was transparent to his recruits, to his staff, and to his players that he was going to try and scratch that itch for the NFL. So I'm glad Jim Harbaugh's back. People want him fired, especially for what he did, going to an interview with the Minnesota Vikings on National Signing Day, and then coming back, leaving everybody, basically hanging in the wind. The guy wants to pursue, a dream of his, which is to win a Super Bowl. I can't blame him for wanting to, try to accomplish something he's always wanted to accomplish. He came super close, and then he came to Michigan, and that was it. But from what I've heard about the Minnesota Vikings interview, I heard that from sources that I've read that Harbaugh said that there was just really no enthusiasm from the Minnesota Vikings because he was 100% committed on going to Minnesota and getting that job. But Minnesota wasn't sold on him, and he just felt that, things weren't mutual. And apparently from sources that things kind of went south around 3 o'clock. Well, we don't know exactly what happened, but Harbaugh went back to his room, his hotel room, because of the snow. He's going to wait till the next day to come back, and then called Ward Manuel and say, "Hey, man, I'm going to come back to Michigan." I have no hard feelings. I'm happy with it. Only because Jim Harbaugh has done so much for this program, and I wrote this on my Twitter too. Jim Harbaugh brought Michigan back to a national stage. He brought them constant top 10 recruiting classes, pushing out constant NFL talent. These guys are getting drafted. It's probably, if whoever goes to the draft, they're gonna get drafted. The only thing that he really hasn't developed is a quarterback. I don't think there really has been a quarterback that he has developed and has been drafted in the pros. But he has done a phenomenal job. I don't care. It took him 7 years to get over the hump, beat Ohio State, go to the Big Ten championship. I really don't care. He got it done. And this is a huge, huge momentum for the program and for the team to move forward and consistently keep it up. I wasn't too worried when Harbaugh was getting talked about with the Raiders because of Mark Davis, and they fired their GM Mike Mayock, and they would try to get a guy that liked Jim and Jim liked, and everything would be perfect. But Mark Davis didn't even request an interview for Harbaugh, and then the Bears and Harbaugh had a phone call, and that really didn't turn into anything. That was just kind of like a 1 day deal. Like, yeah, he called them, but that was it. It was really brief. But once the Minnesota stuff hit, I was kind of like, okay, here we go. Like, this is gonna be big. So after that happened, I started just thinking on the top of my head. I'm like, man, who can we get as a head coach if he does happen to leave? And I like David Aranda. He's a good coach. He's done a lot with Baylor. I like Luke Fickell as much as he probably wouldn't want to come here. He is a great coach. He's done a lot with Cincinnati. I've seen people throw out like Matt Campbell. I'm not a fan of Matt Campbell. He doesn't seem like he has that winner's mentality. After, especially, I don't know if you guys saw the clip, but he told the media that somebody questioned him about his goals for the Big 12, and he said, no, that's my players' goals. Those are not my goals. And that should be any head coach's goals, is to win their conference championship. The bigger goal is to win the national one, but you want to have, another goal is winning your conference championship. So that kind of turned me off from him right there. Matt Rule, I've heard he hasn't really won anything at Baylor. He's a good coach from what I heard, but he never had a top 25 win at Baylor. So, I mean, that's just not really that impressive either. And then I heard, who else did I hear? Oh, Bill O'Brien. I'm not a fan of Bill O'Brien. He's just, I don't know. It's just something about him. I might be just, too judgmental, but I don't care. But I don't have to worry about that anymore because Jim Harbaugh is staying. I am so happy that, hopefully we can just forget about all this. Harbaugh will stay for probably another 5-6 years, and he'll hopefully win a national championship and maybe a couple more Big Ten championships. But that's it for today, folks. Go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's talk Michigan football. Go Blue. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at the Wolverine Mob, or just look me up on Twitter at the Wolverine Den. Let's talk more Michigan football.